Caitlin Clark has received a lot of attention this season, and as a result, the Indiana Fever are playing in larger stadiums so fans can see her play. The Fever recently played at State Farm Arena against the Atlanta Dream in front of 17,608 people. It nearly seemed like a home game for the Fever, since every time they scored, the crowd erupted in applause and joy. But it wasn't all that easy during the game. Something terrible happened during the game, which could have changed the entire season for the Fever. Atlanta's State Farm Arena was crowded with eager fans. But then, an awful quiet falls over the place. Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's rising star, is down on the floor, holding her ankle and expressing pain. Everyone's heart appears to stop for a minute. But luckily, Clark was okay. So, that moment, Caitlin Clark not only returned to the court, but also led her team to a key victory, leaving everyone in awe of her perseverance and skill. This is the moment that might have changed everything for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, one that raises the issue of what truly constitutes a WNBA great. Is it skill, stats, or something else? Something that can only be exposed in the most difficult situations. The Fever defeated the Dream, and Clark was asked if she believes the team has an edge when playing in larger venues, but she quickly dismissed the notion. "I don't think it gives us an advantage. I think we're used to it. I think if anything, it gives them a little fire. It's like, this is our home crowd, this is our home stadium. You want to defend your home court. That's how we feel when we're at home in front of our crowd. But I don't think any crowd intimidates us. And honestly, you can tell they're just there for good basketball. They're almost cheering for both teams, it feels like. It's still a very intense basketball environment, but I think we've gotten experience in those environments." And following Indiana's 84-79 triumph, Caitlin Clark is on the verge of creating WNBA history again. The Fever's standout had 81 three-pointers in her debut season heading into Monday night's game against the Dream. It was the second most three-pointers made by a rookie in a single season, trailing only Rhyne Howard of the Atlanta Dream, who did so in 2022. Clark equaled Howard with her season-high 85th three-pointer late in the third quarter. On Monday night, Clark officially equaled Howard for the most three-pointers made by a WNBA rookie in a single season. The fun part? Clark was able to tie the previous record, set by Rhyne Howard. The craziest part? Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever still have 10 regular season games left, providing Clark the potential to break this record while making it as difficult to break as possible. Clark ended Monday's game with 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block while shooting 6 of 14 from the field in 37 minutes. On the season, Caitlin Clark averages 17.9 points, 5.7 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 1.4 steals, and 2.8 three-pointers made per game. The main areas where she has failed are efficiency and turnovers, as she shoots only 41.4% from the field, 32.9% from three, and averages 5.6 turnovers per game. Despite those figures, Clark had a tremendous debut season and will continue to set records every time she plays. To really comprehend the significance of what transpired in Atlanta, we must first recognize that Caitlin Clark is not just another rookie in the league. Since her arrival, she has been a game changer, redefining what it means to be a professional basketball player. Clark immediately established herself as one of the league's most diverse and interesting players. However, the figures only reveal half of the tale. Clark's genuine effect comes from how she lifts the whole team's game. Her court vision and ability to make precise passes have significantly improved the Fever's attack. Clark's ability to generate opportunities has helped teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell have some of their greatest seasons ever. Clark has been a game changer for the WNBA as a whole. Her arrival corresponded with a considerable surge in television viewing and social media activity. She is bringing in new fans to the sport and helping individuals who have never seen a WNBA game before into regular viewers. In this framework, we arrive to the tragic night in Atlanta. With the Fever vying for a playoff place, every game is critical. Everyone had no idea they were about to see an event that would put Clark's physical abilities, as well as her mental strength and character as an athlete, to the test. The heart-stopping incident occurred early in the second quarter. Clark was doing what she does best, generating plays and keeping the Atlanta Dream's defense on alert. Everything changed in a short second. Clark made a mistake while trying to make a swift move. Her agonizing scream resonated around the arena. She immediately collapsed to the floor, clutching her left ankle. The hush that ensued was deafening. The reactions were immediate and diverse. Her teammates hurried to her side, concerned expressions on their faces. Coach Christy Sides swiftly indicated for the medical crew, a worried expression on her face. Even the Dream players were frightened. They knew they were seeing something possibly disastrous for the league as a whole. Fans in the stadium were shocked, with some covering their mouths with their hands and others roaring support. As Clark was assisted off the court, clearly limping, speculation arose. Was it a minor sprain or something more severe? How long will she be out? How will the Fever, who are already fighting for a playoff place, manage their star's absence? The next several minutes were stressful. The game resumed, but it appeared like everyone, players, coaches, and fans, were preoccupied with waiting for news. The Fever struggled to keep their flow without their star point guard, while the Dream attempted to take advantage of the situation. During this period of uncertainty, we witnessed the true essence of the Indiana Fever emerge. Kelsey Mitchell assumed responsibility for guiding the attack, while Aaliyah Boston increased her defensive presence. It was as if the entire team had vowed that they would not let Clark's, or their own Dream, slip through their fingers. Then came the unexpected moment. Caitlin Clark's return to the court was simply exhilarating. When she rose up from the bench and proceeded to the scorer's table to check on the game, the audience erupted in cheers. Even some Dream fanatics couldn't hide their admiration. But the major issue remained. How would Clark perform following his injury? The response came fast and loudly. When Clark grabbed the ball, she nailed a three-pointer that enthralled the Fever faithful. Not only did she shoot the three with ease and confidence, but her return had an instant impact that extended beyond her own actions. The entire team's energy level changed. Aaliyah Boston, who was already having a solid game, seems to find additional energy. Her moves in the paint got more decisive, culminating in numerous effective pick-and-rolls with Clark. Kelsey Mitchell, who had taken over as the offense's leader in Clark's absence, appeared to be more free to make her own plays. The link between Clark and Mitchell became the Dream's defense's nightmare in the fourth quarter. However, it wasn't only the offense that improved. Clark's presence appeared to motivate the entire team defensively. Steals, blocks, and disputed rebounds. The Fever played as if each possession was the last of the game. And Clark? She was everywhere, handing out precise assists, snatching key rebounds, and yes, scoring big points. Her movement appeared limited, but her basketball IQ made up for any physical limitations. A very remarkable moment occurred with around 2 minutes remaining in the game. With the game close, Clark led the fast break and, instead of scoring herself, delivered a beautiful pass to Damaris Dantas, who converted the three-pointer. The play not only extended the Fever's advantage, but also demonstrated Clark's team spirit in the game. What is the most remarkable aspect of all this? Clark ended the game with impressive stats: 19 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. Aside from the facts, what truly jumped out was her leadership and dedication. Every time she stumbled slightly after a play but remained on the court, it was a credit to her determination. Now that we've examined the immediate effect of Clark's performance, we must go ahead and explore the long-term consequences of this pivotal moment. The first and most important consideration will be Clark's health. Although she returned to the game and performed admirably, ankle injuries may be dangerous. The Indiana Fever will have to strike a delicate balance between keeping their top player on the court and maintaining her long-term health. How the medical team manages this in the next weeks will be critical not only for the season, but maybe for Clark's whole career. Other WNBA teams will have to rethink their strategy for dealing with the Fever. Clark's perseverance brings a new level to the mental game. Opposing teams now understand that even if they are able to restrict Clark initially, she has the mental power to overcome adversity and dominate the game. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever face an uncertain future. There will be additional obstacles and periods of struggle, but what transpired that night in Atlanta demonstrated that they have the resilience, ability, and will to overcome every challenge that comes their way. As the regular season draws to a close, more doubts arise. Will the Indiana Fever hang on to their playoff spot? Can Clark sustain her superhuman level of play? If they make the playoffs, how will the young star handle the added strain of postseason basketball? Tension is in the air. Every shot appears to be weighted with significance. Each possession may spell the difference between success and failure. Legends are made at these times, and we are all blessed to see them. The stage is set for a season finale that will be nothing short of spectacular. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are on the verge of something incredible. The only issue now is whether they will be able to embrace the opportunity and transform this magnificent adventure into something really momentous. After all of this excitement and emotional roller coaster with Caitlin and the Indiana Fever, you can't simply sit back and do nothing, right? If you haven't seen an Indiana Fever game this season, what are you waiting for? Mark the next game on your calendar. You won't want to miss the next episode of this extraordinary narrative which is happening right in front of us. Now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment on what you believe will happen to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Will they make the playoffs? Will Clark keep up this great level of play? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.